My move is I grab their arm right here and I pull them in, so that way they can do what I'm not going to move.
Interesting.
But if they want to keep going, they get to do it.
That's a nice move because I got turned on a little bit right then.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Wait, are we on?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I didn't know we were on.
That's fine.
Shit, sorry. I was being
we roll
bored.
in.
I was listening.
I thought you were just totally disinterested.
No. So, how long do we start?
A minute and a half.
All right.
Yeah.
Minute and a half. Okay,
Yeah, we're good.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, welcome to a very special episode of The Known Zone. I'm Andy Haynes, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, the little Lotus Blossom himself, the little Pinoy pancake taro root patty.
Yeah. I'm Wilfred.
Wilfred Padua.
Yes.
He's your special lady if you have the right kind of money. And we have a good guest. We have a great guest.
Good buddy.
Hey.
I don't even need to introduce you. If you know comedy, you know this guy.
You know that voice.
His catchphrase, if he had one, would be comedy. Yeah. So.
One time I was doing checks on.
By the way, his name's Mark Norman. He never said his name.
Thank you.
I was doing checks on Good Eggs.
Yeah.
And you weren't there. And whenever you're not there, everyone's upset. And like they're not a good audience. So I went up and I was like, comedy. No one liked it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
People are sending me clips of people like all around the country, like young comics at open mics going, I'm Kevin Hart, comedy. And I'm like, what the? You can't just do the thing.
Yeah.
You gotta come up with your own thing.
Well, you remember when we were coming up, there was like everybody was trying to be Rory or Kyle Kinane.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't do it to the point where they were like using catchphrase. But I can't tell you how many guys I ran into from Atlanta with a beard.
Yeah.
They were like,
I was in Chicago at that time. It was awful.
Oh,
Yeah,
holding
everybody-
a beer. Oh, I slept on a barge. You know, they always have
And they
something
do
crazy.
the like shaky mic thing. even.
Yes,
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah, I know a bunch of guys that I started with that were trying to be Rory, and so they just never wrote jokes. They were like, "Oh, you just go up there and you be funny." I'm like, and it never worked out for him.
I was at an open mic in DC, and Rory turned to me, and he goes, "This is 2006," and Rory turned to me. It was 2005, and he goes, "What if we just go up and don't do jokes?"
Oof.
And I was like, "I don't know, man." Like I was like a year in, and then he did it, and he, became Rory Scovel in that moment, and the rest of us were just like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like he just figured it out, like in one moment. I don't really think he's like. Being a friend of Roy, I don't think he's gotten better. I just think that he just was
Found
great.
himself.
He just became Rory right away, and then everybody else kind of caught up a little bit.
Were you with me? This is, 15, 14 years ago. We're at Whiplash at UCB Theater. Rory and Todd Glass were always buddies, and they would always fuck with each other. And Todd Glass is on stage, and Rory's in the back go, we get it, you're gay. And it's killing. And then Rory goes on, and Todd goes, we get it, your dad died. It didn't hit, but Rory lost it. It was great. The comics died, but the audience was like, Jesus Christ.
I love those moments. There was like multiple nights that I can look back on where me and you were sitting against that back wall.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically the Sean Patton era.
Yes.
Of like,
Dude, I saw I opened for David Cross, I want to say like 2019. It was before the pandemic. And this was at Union Hall. He's like doing his like material shit where he kind of just makes it up. And he said the N-word like 4 times.
Whoa.
In 2019.
They must have gotten really
Did their
tight.
ears bleed?
So what was weird was that because they're all like gay for David Cross, so they
didn't
were
know
like,
what to do.
They were like, "Oh, this is weird," and then as soon as he moved on, they were like, "Okay, he's the guy again."
I think I've told you guys this story. I was opening for Dave Foley in DC, and I think he was going through a pretty rough period in his life. He'd lost an alimony case where he had to pay child support for his news radio like value, but news radio was over. He didn't have that money anymore.
Right.
So he was like owed like something like $35K a month.
Damn.
And he didn't have a job.
Oof.
He was drinking a lot and stuff like that. But this was like when Louis was huge. It was probably like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
And I think in his head, he is just starting stand up and he goes, I'll just do what Louis does. And he closes on like a 5-minute N-word bit where he says the N-word hard R 25 times.
Really?
Just to silence. Just
wow.
like he doesn't do stand up. I mean, he does
Yeah.
improv. He's a funny person, but he doesn't know how to like walk people into a bit
yes.
like that.
I had a bit where I said the N-word on stage. It was like right when I started.
Just
and-
crowd work.
Yeah. Who's in the front? But obviously I don't do it anymore, and I learned. But I was just like, I remember I was talking with some comics in New York, and I was like, yeah, I've said every word on stage, and like you said the N-word, and I was like, yeah, but I mean, aren't we all stupid comics at some point?
Yeah, that's
trying
what
to figure this out.
I did a show. I did it once. I did it in Park Slope, hot crowd, and I threw my N-word bit in there, and there was a black couple in the front row, and the look they gave me, they were like, man, we liked you, and now we hate you, and now we feel weird, and I never did it again.
That's the one thing where it's like, I really don't care what a comic says. I think it's like up to the audience. If the audience doesn't like you, that's your thing. I don't care that Tony called whatever that comic in Texas,
Peng Dang,
whatever, like
that sounds racist to even say his real name.
Yeah,
Shane Wang has a joke like that.
Like a lot of, but the N-word bit, I'm just like, that's the one that it might be conditioning too, but I'm always like, come on, we don't do the N-word.
Right, but you don't get mad. That's what I don't get these comics. They get so angry and post about it. I'm like, why are you angry?
Also, I mean, if a black guy gets mad, great.
That I get.
Yeah, go punch him in the face. That's fine.
I think for me, it's that it's hack. Like to do the bit, like an N-word bit now, it's like that's when I'd be like, come on, you're just trying to be Louis C.K. from 2007.
But that was a great bit.
It was.
That chewed up N-word cunt,
Yeah,
whatever.
Oh,
but-
the barista?
No,
Oh,
not that
the
one, but the
N-word
whole
one.
he
Yeah,
opened with it.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, and we all loved it. But
And-
now we just magically don't love it. It's
well,
weird how that
and it's not
works.
that I'm not against the bit itself. It's that like people tried it for so long, and now it's like to try to be not black and doing an N-word bit about how we should say it or shouldn't say
Well,
it.
yeah, that
doesn't matter.
That's not a good angle.
Yeah,
I should be able to say it. It's like, all right, Kramer,
yeah.
take it easy.
I have tried to do bits where I talk about the N-word. I don't say it, but I like, I had a bit about how it's weird as a white person because it's the word you're never supposed to say, but it's also one of the words you hear the most.
Yes.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
in every song.
It's in
I
every
hear it,
song.
like,
If you have
50
black
times a
friends,
day.
you hear it constantly.
Yes. They
If you
call
live in-
you that.
Yeah. If you're in Brooklyn, you
Yeah.
hear
Right.
it. And, but then you're never allowed to say it. It's very, but the second I start saying, like if my face says the N-word,
Right.
the audience is like, we're not going down this road.
I think it's a miracle that I haven't said it out loud in
Just
public.
on accident.
Yeah.
Blurting it. Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. Wilfred you could.
You got a brown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Going.
thing. We talked about there are Filipinos that actively use the N-word and they get a
True.
pass.
True.
Yeah, the thing is, when I say it, I don't say it well.
Well, because you don't have a accent, like you don't have like a black accent.
I also haven't been practicing like I used to.
Yeah.
I only say it in bed.
Yeah, you need to get cornrows and a ponytail,
Yeah.
and then you can start saying it
Yeah.
again.
You dress like a polo player.
Yeah,
I'm still proud of my N-word bit. I don't say it, but I like the bit.
What was the bit?
Well, it's pretty quick. It's a true story. I got lost upstate looking for a gig. I was a hot black girl. She was walking on the sidewalk. I asked her. We kind of start flirting. And a hillbilly, drives by in a truck, camo hat, out of a movie, goes, N-word lover. And I'm like, Jesus, man, I just met this girl, and you're going to use the L word already? So it's still just a fun misdirect, but if I say N-word, it's just so clunky.
yeah.
No
You
guy
can't
would-
say it. You
yeah.
can't.
No guy would
you
yell that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great bit, though.
It was a fun little bit.
I remember
but
that bit. I like that bit.
That's an oldie.
And it's a true story, right?
True story, yeah. And Sarah Silverman heard it once and complimented me. That was back when
Oh.
she was
When
a
she
little
was
wilder.
funner.
Yeah, a little more blackfacey.
Yeah.
The good old days.
A
There's
lot of
so many
blackface.
people in that camp of like LA is such a dearth of like I don't even know what you call it, like
Hypocrites?
comics we respect anymore. Yeah, it's just like hypocrites now. Because
Right.
there's so many people that like in the era of like peak alternative comedy would say the worst shit and have fun.
Yes.
And
Is that
comedy was
still
great.
prevalent in LA? Because I don't feel it in New York as much.
What's that?
The you can't say any
No, I think
better
better
here.
over it.
Better here than there.
But
That
There
was
it's
way
like
bad.
people are still living in this like
there is a huge difference when you cross the Williamsburg Bridge.
Oh, 100%.
Like you can't say most things there, but then when I'm in Manhattan, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, it's almost weird because they've gone so far offended that they're like Christian conservatives. They're like clenching their pearls and like, how dare you? And I'm like, you sound like Nancy Reagan.
We should have done we were gonna do cancel culture as the topic for you,
but not like cancel culture in general. We were going to talk about like when it started.
Yeah,
you know, like who was the first person to be canceled and where it went from there.
Right.
But I think you've probably delved into that.
Covered it.
Yeah,
I've gotten a million comments. A bunch of guys sitting around talking bip, 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 bip. And you're like, all right, sorry, just
we need to talk about how women have it too easy.
Today's topic, talking about, I think something that you probably know quite a bit about. I don't know.
Probably not.
The former governor of Louisiana, Huey Long.
Kingfish. He's like our Trump.
Wow.
He's like Louisiana's Trump.
But he was like a good Trump.
Yeah, he was good. And as a kid, you go to the Capitol building because he was shot at, and you can they show you the bullet hole.
He got shot.
He got shot at.
Oh, okay.
He got shot.
He got shot.
Oh, he did get shot. Okay.
Whoa, I like this guy already.
Yeah, so they show you the bullet
This
hole.
dude rocks.
Louisiana is so... I've just gone to New Orleans for the first time in the last 2 years. I always avoided it because I had quit drinking. And you guys always told me to skip it.
Smart.
But I like food, and
yeah,
so,
we got other stuff.
Yeah, you got
I like live
beignets.
music and shit like that. But
Jazz.
it is it's like a kind of lawless city.
Oh,
there's definitely like, it's fun, but there's a seedy underbelly.
Ew,
Mafia, organized crime.
Gangs.
And there's a lot of that in this guy.
Yes.
He's very corrupt.
He's a wild man.
Huey Long, born in like 1893, I think.
Oh, he's that old?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's from the north side of Louisiana, which back then there was no roads.
The north side or the northern part of the
state? Part of the state.
Okay.
Very rural.
Winfield. Like, he was kind of wealthy for the people in the town. Everyone was broke, but his family was doing fine.
Were they like, did they have a plantation, shit like that?
I don't know about what happened prior to like around the slave times, but he was, I just know that he claims that he was born in a log cabin, but it was like a fucking mansion of a log cabin.
Okay.
It was like the Yellowstone log cabin.
Yeah.
How hot is that daughter, huh?
Jesus.
The Irish
Who's
lady?
the daughter?
With the jugs?
She's got great jugs.
Oh, pull her up, whatever her name is.
She's the love interest in Flight.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
She plays a messy woman no matter where she is. She's always got like smeared. Yeah, right there. Kelly Riley.
Very Irish.
Oh.
Great knobs.
She does have great knobs.
Oh, yeah. And she shows them off like you wouldn't believe.
Did she show them off in Yellowstone?
Well, she's always clanging them around, and there's a couple of side boob shots.
It's so crazy how if you give me a skinny frame and some giant knockers, I'll just jump into a pit of alligators. I'm so fucking stupid. When I
dated one for like a small second, and I was like, I will do anything for you. I will.
But I'm just an idiot around New York because there's like this period of time it just passed where every girl is in a tank top with no bra, and they're like jogging into a trampoline festival. And you're like, what the? I'm gonna leave my family if you keep this.
It's going on right now.
It's happening. The sun is out. The yoga pants, the Lululemons.
Bras are somewhere. They're like left them in another state.
Amazing.
Jesus Christ. Babe, if you see this, I love you.
Yeah.
Please don't have your grandpa kill me.
He was like one of 9 kids. He was homeschooled till he was 11.
Ooh.
Smart guy, very smart guy. As soon as he went to school, he convinced the teachers to have him skip the 7th grade.
Look at that. See,
skipped the 7th grade, went into high school.
He convinced them?
Yeah.
I fucking love this dude.
This dude. So he gets into high school. He creates, he's such a manipulator. I love it. He creates a secret society amongst the students where, like, if you're a part of the society, you wore red. And
the Bloods? Yeah. This is how the Bloods started?
And then it was his way of, like, running the school.
Whoa!
Wow!
So he had created, like, rules to, like,
were they
intimidating
staff?
Yes, and so he got in trouble for that. Got in trouble, was like went through all that, and then later he petitioned to get his principal fired. So he got went throughout the community, got the proper amount of signatures to get him fired, and then he dropped out of high school.
What a badass. See, now we got Biden.
Yeah.
He can barely, ride a bike. This guy's
Yeah.
doing all kinds of cool
Dude, I
shit.
honestly think that because he was a Democrat, this is the type of guy that we
need him.
now.
That's the thing
Yes.
is, like, I think I like somebody. What I don't like is somebody who's corrupt and like can't stomach it. Like a Gavin Newsom who's like very obviously has been corrupted by the system.
Yeah.
But a guy like this who knew what he was doing the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like you want that. Like you like.
I just want a bully.
player. Yeah.
Well,
I want
Clinton was our last guy like this.
Well, this RFK guy's shaking things up.
That's what I'm.
But he's anti-vaccine. Is that his
Well,
thing?
he's
That's the only thing,
anti-forcing
though.
vaccine. He's like, you can get it if you want, just don't make them get it to work.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But he's been like talking about autism for like years, right? Autism and
yeah.
vaccine. I just started looking him up because of Huey Long because I was like, I think there's a parallel there.
Well, here's the crazy thing. I was at Gas Digital the other day, not bragging,
What?
and Dave Smith's like, I got to wrap this up. I got a guest coming in. It was RFK Jr.
Whoa.
I
Really?
met him. He's a presence. He walks in, you're like, whoa, look at this guy.
Did you give him a lozenge for that throat of his?
Nah, the voice is fucked.
That's
Yeah.
like so like I'm a lefty and I have like whatever I used to have ideals and like I used to be like if I met somebody who was like kind of a shitty politician, whatever. I met James Baker last week, architect of many foibles around the world on America, fucking
Yeah.
has done some stuff that's arguable,
Mhm.
and I immediately his presence.
Yes.
93 years old, just walks in the room. He's like, ooh, how's everybody doing? I was immediately enamored. I would have signed on to his party. It was
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
all my politics went out the window.
Honestly, like we've all met like rapists in this fucking comedy scene. So let's see. After high school, drops out of high school, works as a traveling salesman. He goes to 3 different colleges, keeps on dropping out. Eventually, he
there.
goes to Tulane Law School.
The Harvard
Goes-
of the South.
Oh, really?
That's what we call it.
Yeah. So he goes to
Jesuit
1
Mike
year
went
of
there.
law school, and then he convinces the Louisiana Supreme Court to let him take the bar.
Wow.
And then he passes the bar.
I
Wow.
love this guy.
In 1 year. So he kind of like gamed the system because all of his classes were like the bar exam classes. Took all those, just passed the bar.
Wow.
Can I real quick, Autumn? Can we get this horny lady off the screen and get a Huey Long picture up here so I can see the man we're talking
He
about?
kind of looks like fat
There
Jeff.
he is.
He looks like fat Jeff Asmus.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I can see that. Jeff Fatmus.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Jeff Asmus, he should play like he's got the kind of face where he should play like
He could do a Huey
like
Long.
a classic kind of like period piece
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
He would do better than fucking John
Goodman?
Yeah.
Yeah, he played him
That
in the
movie
90s.
stinks.
Was it
Stunk.
called Kingfish?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember that.
He was
Um,
also King Ralph, which also stunk.
What was that?
King Ralph's kind of fun when he has the African guy on like he has like he becomes the king of England through like a descendancy kind of like
Okay.
thing, and he's just an American schlub. He becomes the king of England, and there's a scene where he has this prime minister or like royal from Africa come, and they're gonna play darts, and John Goodman's like, I know what to do, and they play spear darts.
The 90s. Fun times.
He's like, wait, I got a fix for this. You like spears.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
miss those days. Like, was it Ace Ventura 2 when he goes to the African
Yeah,
tribe?
yeah. Call of the Wild or whatever.
God,
Call of Nature.
that was
When
such
Nature
a
Calls.
fun movie. When the
So fun.
rhinoceros is giving birth to him.
Oh, is there anything funnier than that? Coming out of the rhino's ass and the kid's like, Mommy, look. And he's like, gold. Whatever happened to old JC?
You got on meds probably. Actually, I bet he doesn't
started
take- I
painting.
bet he's anti-meds.
I think he started like being a
He started
painter or
painting.
something.
Well, his girlfriend killed himself and that fucked him all up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never been the same since.
So Huey Long was a painter, or not a painter, a lawyer for 8 years, and he like only represented poor people.
Oh.
He like only
interesting.
represented people that most of his cases were workers' comp cases.
Mm-hmm.
So his thing that he made sure everyone knew was like I never like defended someone against a poor person.
Wow.
Yeah. Ran for governor in 1924, got third. So 1924, he's born, so he's 31,
Okay.
I think. Ran again in 1928 and won.
Mhm.
his campaign slogan was "Every man a king." Do you know that one?
No.
No, I didn't
What
know
did they
that.
teach you about Huey Long in schools?
I mean, I learned this when I was 7. It's all gone.
Oh yeah.
Drank it away.
Yeah.
Is he looked back at favorably?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pride,
really?
Pride of the South.
There's
So
got to
that-
be a good statue of him somewhere.
Big statues, a lot
Those
of kings,
bridges.
a lot of Huey Long named after shit. You know,
He named so he made like the first bridge to cross the Mississippi in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Huey P. Long Bridge.
Oh, I think I've crossed that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I know where that is.
It's interesting. I was wondering what they teach you because it's so like he's so divisive.
Yeah,
You either love him or you hate him.
we learned he was a badass and a cool guy.
I thought the same thing.
He's like a rapper of his day. You know, he's
Yeah.
shiesty. He got shot at.
So he ran for governor, became governor in 1928. At his inauguration, he threw a huge party. Do you guys know what happened at Andrew Jackson's first inauguration? I think I heard about this on like Shane's podcast, where the Andrew Jackson threw a huge party at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He like opened the White House, and just hundreds and hundreds of people were in the White House just getting drunk for like 36 hours.
Oh,
He just had
awesome.
like a
He just had a rager.
bacchanalia. Yeah.
He like to the point where he like snuck out a window to get out and like and stayed in a hotel nearby. And then they ended up like clearing out the White House because they were like, we got to start doing, government stuff by like putting kegs out on the lawn, and they're like, this is good beer. And then everyone went out on the lawn and then they closed the doors.
Oh, smart.
Did you guys ever go to a house party in high school where the house got fucked up?
Yeah, we would fuck it up.
I went to a house party in Seattle in like, I don't know, 1999 or something like that. And there was a lot of kids that did like graffiti and petty crime and stuff like that. And this kid, who's actually a pretty successful actor now, named he had people over to his mom's boyfriend's house, which was a mansion on Queen Anne.
Wow.
And the graffiti kids like spray painted inside the house, like scratched their names into crystal tables,
Oh, yeah.
stole Armani suits.
Yeah.
When the party was over the next day, the guy left his mom.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean left his mom?
Like broke up with her.
Wow.
boyfriend, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
He was
That's
like, yeah, I can't
nuts.
fuck with you anymore. This is like $40,000 worth of damage.
yeah.
Probably
we-
more.
Probably more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to do that shit. I remember one party we threw the grandfather clock in the pool. Like everything went in the pool, you know. The one guy, he was like a nerdy guy. He's like, "Don't touch that." And one guy's like, "Fuck you," and just starts throwing. He threw one thing in, and then everybody's like, "Let's do it." The TV's in the pool. The computer's in the
Destruction
pool.
is so fun.
When you're
fun.
that age too, like
Yeah.
it's the first time you've ever tasted freedom.
I used to. I lived on the 8th floor of my dorm at Seattle U, and we used to just like throw like glass bottles out the window and like
yeah.
here. And then there's a little dumpster out there, and we would throw glass bottles, try to hit that. And then I realized it makes a louder bang if you fill up the glass bottles with water or whatever.
Oh.
And so we just fucking chug it. It was awesome. It's like the best time of my
Until
life.
we killed that security
Yeah.
guard. What was I gonna say? There was one other one that I was thinking of. I got arrested at a house party one time. This is my last arrest. I was blackout drunk. The cops showed up, and I thought I was gonna hook up with this girl, and I was shithoused.
How
And
old were you?
21 maybe.
Mm.
Okay.
And I went outside to stop the cops from breaking up the party. And I was like, "You guys, I'm about to get laid. You cannot do this."
Come on,
Cut
man.
your taste.
No, they totally threw me on the hood of the car and all that.
That's
Damn.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a bad night.
You got cop blocked.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
So when Huey Long is in government, he fires everyone. Like hundreds of anyone that was below him, he fired.
Clean house. It's like a Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Well, Trump did that too with the.
Yeah,
well, he
and
just
he-
didn't hire people for the departments.
And then he would he just brought in all of his friends, anyone that like paid for his campaign, they got
Oh,
jobs.
I like that.
He even like fired. There's a story of him firing a bridge toll operator because the guy was a friend of a senator that didn't like Huey Long.
Great.
Damn.
He was like, he did all this shit, and then, but at the same time, like, got so many good bills passed because, like there's no one to
This
like.
is the kind of Democrat
there's no
we need.
opposition.
We
Yeah,
need a
right.
real fucking ruthless motherfucker.
So, for example, he got free textbooks for kids in all the public schools.
Come on.
The Catholics were all pissed off about it because they sent all their kids to private schools. So he was like, "Well, all right, fine, free textbooks for everyone." So even the Catholics, like
Hey.
Catholic school kids, got
And is
free
Louisiana
textbooks.
a super Catholic state?
Oh, yeah. Very
the
Catholic.
French thing, right?
Yeah, French and Spanish.
Yeah.
Did you grow up Catholic?
Yeah, I went to Catholic school, but my parents are big old atheist hippies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did you go to Catholic school because it was better?
Yeah, I was fucking up, and I went to a public school, and it was a lot of racial tension and fights and whatever. So my dad's like, "You're going to Catholic school with a
You get
uniform."
molested?
No, luckily, too
Wilfred
ugly.
did.
Oh yeah? I
Yeah.
had braces, so they didn't want me around.
I've been this cute the whole time. They want a piece of this.
You probably dressed the same.
Absolutely.
I could see you holding books.
Yeah, my shorts were shorter.
Cut to a picture of Wilfred dressed like a geisha.
Yeah. Seducing the brothers at my school and the fathers.
His white face, big powdery wig. Oh man.
He raided gambling dens and brothels. He confiscated $25,000 for government funds. So back
a lot
then,
of money back then.
yeah, you multiply out all the money by 20. And
Oh,
that would
wow.
that would equal whatever's happening 2022 numbers.
Half a mil.
Can I ask, when you were growing up, I feel like there used to be this reputation that there was brothels and like sex shows and things like
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, they were there.
But were they legal?
They were illegal.
Like it was allowed to happen.
Yeah, it was
So it was like-
frowned
it
upon.
was like
but they
weed
were all
3
the
years
time.
ago.
Exactly.
Also, from what I gather, you kind of could be gay in New Orleans a long time ago.
big gay scene.
Really?
Oh yeah, we always had my mom. They were super liberal, so it was always like super flamboyant gay guys at the house and partying and dinner.
But even if
parties.
you watch if you watch JFK, that movie by Oliver Stone, if you watch Interview with a Vampire, which is like 300 years prior to that, there is this kind of undertone of like men being allowed to be gay.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
vampires are pretty gay.
that's true.
Yeah.
and they were long haired, hot Brad Pitt.
Well, what's going to
Yeah.
happen? Are they going to
Tonio.
get hate crimed?
right?
They're immortal.
He constructed hella roads and bridges. Like after everything, it was 9,700 miles of gravel roads or like cement
Damn.
roads, bridges. Set the first bridge over the Mississippi. Thousands of jobs. He also, like, because of this, he was creating thousands and thousands
Because like
of jobs.
infrastructure.
Yes.
Okay.
And this was during the Great Depression. So no one was
Oh, that's
working
huge.
except for people in Louisiana.
Now he'd be like, "We got to work on pronouns." And you're like, "We need to get to work." They need to get to work. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So there were also these like fun corrupt shit that he did. Like he wanted to get a new state capital or a new governor's mansion.
Because
So-
Baton Rouge is the capital, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wanted a new governor's mansion because he thought it sucked. The floors creaked too much, and realized that he had to go to like the Senate, the state Senate, to get that passed. So instead of doing that, he went to the local prison and had like prisoners come and demolish the
Oh,
governor's
that's
mansion.
fun.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Well, we got to make a new mansion now."
I don't know what happened. I threw a party and then all of a sudden the house was gone.
Yeah.
All right. Talk about breaking shit. That's fun. We were talking about destruction. These guys probably got some anger at them.
Everything was in the pool. He also even there was this one. I think the governor's mansion had a pool, but it wasn't the longest or the biggest pool in the U.S. So he made people dig it up and then make a
I
bigger
love it
pool.
when guys they just want something like to be the biggest. That's my favorite, when they'll just do absurd things to.
Well, he also he tore down the state capitol, built a new one. Now it's the tallest state capitol.
There you go.
All
You see,
right.
he's got an ego, but he's using it
He
for
does,
good.
yeah.
Sometimes.
They tried to impeach him in 1929, which incited a brawl in Senate.
It's old
Like-
school.
People had brass knuckles and were fighting.
You know, brass
Wow.
knuckles are a felony.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Ian
If
Finance
you
got
if you
caught.
punch somebody with brass knuckles, they're like most certainly gonna be in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Broken jaw.
yeah. If you break like an orbital, this bone right here, you're
This
fucked.
this arm?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like my strength, which is lacking.
Have you held brass knuckles?
It's a
Yeah,
thin
yeah, yeah.
piece of metal. It'll fuck you up.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny if
I like
Ian
that high
went to
school
fucking-
ring.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
It's a fake gold one.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Good for you.
But yeah, Ian got him at the airport. They put him in jail.
I would
Really?
love to.
Yeah.
I would love to see the surveillance footage of Ian getting arrested at an airport.
Yeah. It was cigarette in mouth.
Yeah. And David Tell had to get him out because he was opening for David Tell. So Dave's like, "Come on, man, you're killing me."
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. So when he got impeached, he bribed 15 senators to vote no. So, and because that's all that he needed, and then 15 senators voted no. The reason why he got impeached actually was because he created this 5-cent tax per gallon for. He hated this company, Standard Oil, and that goes back. This is a guy that just holds a grudge. When he was younger, he invested in a well, an oil well that struck oil, and Standard Oil refused to use any of his oil, so he just like ended up losing all that money. So he's like, "Fuck this oil company forever."
He's like the only guy that struck oil and didn't make money.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was like he invested $1,800, so whatever that is,
That's huge.
36,000, and then all the money just went away.
It's weird because everybody knows that Louisiana is an oil state because of the Deepwater Horizon, but I don't think we think of it in broader terms. Do you have friends that went to work on rigs or any of that?
Oh yeah, rig pigs. Yeah, they would go out there and you wouldn't see them for like 3 months
Because
And then
they
they'd
were
come
at
back.
sea,
Yeah.
right?
They were at sea, but then they'd come back and you were like, "Hey, where'd you get the new F-150?" And they're like, "We were out there," And they're all calloused and tougher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met a guy, my Uber driver, back from your wedding to the airport.
Oh.
Was like a former rig guy, and he owned houses all over the country and shit
Yeah.
like that. It was fucking great.
You ever play Edmonton?
Oh yeah,
Up in
Oh, yeah.
Canada, they're all rig pig, and they're all these fucking mook wild guys.
I
on
wrote
coke.
I have like a whole show I wrote about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I would go up there before like I even moved to New York, that was like the height of the oil boom.
Mhm.
These kids, redneck from Alberta,
Yeah.
fucking weirdo from Newfoundland, they'd make $200,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had nothing. They were 18 years old and they just made $200,000. They thought they literally would have like a house, jet skis, snowmobiles, and a pile of cocaine. Like they just,
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they come heckle us.
And they hate Trudeau so much.
Oh, they hate Trudeau.
Yeah.
I'll do a poll at my show. You guys like Trudeau? And it'll be like, and then everybody's, boo, fuck
Yeah.
yeah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I started making fun of the convoy the last time I was in.
Oh, yeah.
And I got
What's that?
it was when all the truckers who didn't want to get vaccinated went and drove their trucks into
yeah.
downtown Ottawa. And I literally got in like screaming matches, like the whole audience turning on me.
Really?
But you know what I like about Calgary? I haven't played Edmonton a lot, but Calgary I played a ton. Is they're rednecks and they're conservative, but you can like, and I feel like this goes with most rednecks. If they give you shit, you can go, "Oh, shut the fuck up,
Right,
you
right.
hillbilly," and they're like, "All right, you got me." You
Yeah,
know?
they're
Yeah.
fun. That's a good club. The Laugh Shop.
Laugh
Great.
Shop.
Great
Yeah, so
I'm there in
much
2
fun.
weeks.
I also
Oh,
love
nice.
that the hotel's connected.
Yeah.
I love just taking the elevator to the show.
That is
It's
nice.
the best.
He also, if you go, "Hey, I'm going to come on Monday and leave next Wednesday," he'll give you the room.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed long before. We stayed like an extra day to go to Banff, but it was raining that day, so I couldn't see any of the mountains.
Yeah.
But we went to that
Hot Springs.
the hot springs.
Yeah.
A girl had a seizure and her titty fell out of her.
Hey.
Oh,
You remember that?
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
cool.
That's a perk of a
Yeah.
seizure. Perk for you, but I just did the hot springs in Montana. Me and Andrew Youngblood. Beautiful.
Montana is Bozeman, Montana is a fucking awesome city.
Great
Yeah.
town.
Did you do the theater there?
I did the theater and two shows. One show was brutal. It was just like, you suck, you fag. And then the second show was amazing.
By the way, this whole because Montana like banned TikTok.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I love it.
Good for them.
I love it. And a bunch of like content creators are like, trying to sue Montana for.
Nah.
I'm like, get a fucking job.
Yeah.
I would love it if TikTok got banned, only because it's the only one I've never gotten any traction.
Well, I want TikTok and I want it all gone.
Go get rid of it. My wife's hooked. She's like,
I
it's
can't-
ruining our lives. I'm like, we're at dinner, and she's like, oh yeah, look at this, and I'm like, put the fucking phone down.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I was talking with these people yesterday, and I was like, I just want to be able to read books again.
Yeah.
And they're like, just read a book. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
It's
Like,
digital
you know,
fentanyl.
we're all addicted.
right.
Yeah, I've started reading to fall asleep.
Good for
and
you.
it's like, it's so weird how different. If you're on Instagram at night, you will not go to bed.
No,
You'll
no,
just
no.
sit there for hours. You'll have 19 different emotions.
Yes.
You'll jerk off. You'll
Get jealous. You get angry.
Yeah, I will laugh the hardest. Like my Instagram is all just like now it's pimple popping stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
that's
that's a
good.
dark road to go down.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
I
great
got into
stuff.
that to like the point where I was like medical grade.
Oh yeah.
Like where they're like cutting out blackheads that are 20 years
Or
old.
the,
I'm
the
at-
big geyser. What do you call
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What do you call
Cyst.
that?
A goiter?
Goiter. Yeah,
Yeah.
the big goiter. Oh man.
There's like it's to the point where I've got this idea where because I want to pop a fucking blackhead after I see those videos.
Yeah.
So I go into the bathroom like, fuck, my skin's fine.
Oh.
So I
dad
think
has
there should
my
be an
dad
app.
has a
Yeah.
permanent blackhead. If I go annually and I check this one blackhead on his back, it's like the size of a golf tee. It's great.
What?
Gross.
Yeah.
Weird.
Just fills right up.
Why don't you do it for him?
That's a
I
little
have
intimate.
done it, but it feels gross because it's like I'm not doing it because I care about him. I'm doing it because I'm getting some weird, gross
Yeah.
fascination.
Oh yeah.
And then you give it a kiss, right?
you
Right
eat it. You eat it for
Yeah.
one extra year of
Yeah,
life.
you raise the blackhead.
You do a pus shot. You're like, oh.
Okay, so Huey Long is governor of Louisiana from 1928 to 1932.
Nice.
But 1929, he runs for Senate
Okay.
and wins.
So he's both
Whoa.
governor and
Senator. Yeah.
Wait, American Senate, not state Senate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's impressive.
But he doesn't go to take his Senate seat until 32 because he promises that he's going to finish out his term.
Okay, so 2 years he's not in the Senate. He's a senator, but he's not going to Washington.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The good old days when you could just not show up for work for 2 years.
Right. he's
And when he
working
came
remote.
to like DC, he was like not like meek at all.
Of course. Of
He's a
course.
loudmouth, just like he would put his like drink on the desk of the Oval Office, and he never called FDR Mr. President. He called him Frank. all
Oh,
the time.
damn.
Yeah.
FDR hated him. He criticized Herbert Hoover a lot, and he helped FDR lock in the Southern vote.
Yeah.
He was beloved in the South.
Would he be kind of the quintessential Dixiecrat?
I don't know what that
Yeah, I'd
means.
say so.
Dixiecrat is a Southern Democrat, which is kind of an older version of Democrat where they were more working class
Yeah,
focused, and then they also were more conservative.
he was known as a populist.
yeah.
So he was like very for the people, but then simultaneously, people call him a demagogue because he was for the people and not for the system.
Right.
So
we had to be for the people. Fuck the system.
what he started try to start this thing called the Share Our Wealth Plan. So this is very cool in my mind, which is the Share Our Wealth Plan had all these bills that were attached to it, and one of them was that he was going to cap everyone's earnings at $1 million. So $20 million
Right.
this year. So the most money you can make is $1 million in a year. You can only inherit $5 million. Everyone's individual private wealth was capped at $50 million.
See, this is a thing that I've thought about, which is I wrote a bit about it, which is I don't think a person should be able to have more than $100 million.
I agree.
What is the reason for that?
Like Jeff Bezos has what? Something
Couple
trillion
bill-
dollars.
Oh,
to-
is it trill?
I think he's at points when Amazon stock's been up at a certain level, he's had $1 trillion.
Okay.
He's the first trillionaire.
Got it.
And I think, like, obviously, the argument from a capitalist side is like that you should have this money because then that allows the market to dictate what we need and growth. And, like, obviously, he's going to do it better than some bureaucratic institution. But the problem is that there's so many people that will never have a chance to make that kind of money, that need that kind of money. The system needs that kind of money. I mean, America is in shambles at the moment.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Our infrastructure is crumbling. We have no manufacturing jobs. Our healthcare system's decrepit. We have borrowed most of our money from like different entities. Like money is essentially fake.
Did you know
at this
there's
point.
more YouTubers with 1 million followers than there are like coal miners?
Interesting.
I think I might be making this up.
No, that would probably.
But
check
there's
out.
like 22,000 YouTubers with over 1 million followers.
There can't be that many coal miners left. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all
No.
like West Virginia and Kentucky. But I mean, it's just like I think that what are you going to do with more than $100 million?
But what if he made $1 trillion and then gave like $50 billion to the country, like to solve these problems?
I mean, I think he should, but most of these guys don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like,
really? I don't know. I think that's a myth.
no, because it's like you can just write it off. Like, because Jeff Bezos can go, I have $1 trillion, but I lost this much in stocks at a certain point, so I can write that off. You're allowed to write off all your losses.
Also, the way that you do it is Jeff Bezos employs himself, and he only makes like $70,000.
Oh.
Where everything else is in assets, and then you can't. As long as you don't sell the stock, then you don't get taxed on it.
And then like Amazon also like he can leverage his wealth, so he doesn't actually have to put up money.
This is the smartest we've sounded.
Yeah, and then on top of that,
I'm learning.
he every time he builds an Amazon Go store, that's if it costs $1 million to put an Amazon store in the middle of Times Square, he doesn't have to pay $1 million of infrastructure. So every single one of those $20 million fulfillment centers, every single truck, that's all tax write-offable.
Yeah.
Right? So all of his income looks like it's being countered versus this giant amount of growth, when in reality, he's just profiting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Smart
when I
guy.
donate a bag of clothes.
Yeah, and all of a
And I
sudden
put that on my taxes
It's
every
month.
$1,000 worth of underwear.
Women's.
So this is what the share of wealth plan was. So he was going to cap all that wealth, and this is what was going to happen by capping all that wealth, which is every household was going to get a $5,000 grant.
Hey.
That's so much
That's
money
a
in
lot of money.
1932.
Yeah.
This guy's like Yang.
So it's $100,000. That's what that would have been.
Bowen?
Chang. Oh, that's a Wang. Damn it.
He was going to give a universal basic income of $2,000 to $3,000.
Damn.
Free college and vocational training.
Hey.
A 30-hour work week.
Ooh, this guy's
What?
ahead of his
This
time.
guy's fucking killing it. We
Really?
need to get his DNA and rebuild him.
Federal assistance to farmers and universal health care.
Look at this.
This is
guy's
insane.
Bernie. He's like
Yeah.
a fun Bernie.
So he was trying to get this all into FDR's The New Deal. A little bit of it, like,
Some of
got
that
into,
stuff did make it in because
So the second New Deal.
we were the closest we ever were to like quasi-socialism during the second New Deal.
Yeah, and he completely edited the New Deal because of this. All of America was like, "Fuck yeah, I want that."
Mm-hmm.
And then so FDR like adjusted things to address all of these issues, but nowhere near what he was trying to do.
Yeah. What a badass.
Yeah.
Does this all scare you as a wealthy man who has to pay taxes? Do you think about that yet?
Not at all. Just living in New York, and then my reps
Yeah.
take 20%, then I have to pay a lawyer, then I pay a money guy. So I'm getting screwed either way.
I'm so inept because like I've always not made enough money or it's been under the table, or I just had a job that took taxes out. But this year I made a lot of money and it was all 1099, and I am terrified to see what that number is.
Oh,
I
it's a
am.
big chunk they take for taxes.
It's gonna be an argument in the house.
Sometimes
Yeah.
I think about how I don't know anything about taxes, and like
I don't really either.
and how to manage the money, and I actually think about you, and I'm like, well, Mark's got it figured out. So,
I just have a money guy who
Yeah.
does all the comedians, so he knows how to, do some loophole stuff.
yeah.
But
So I always go, if Mark can figure it out, I can at least hire that same guy.
but now they're taking a chunk of taxes, and I'm like, that's more than I used to make in a year or two.
Oh yeah.
That's what's crazy.
Are you
So it's like $17,000.
Yeah, it's $8,000.
are you at the point yet where your money's making money? I mean, obviously you have
little.
the whiskey company.
Got the whiskey,
Yeah.
that's cooking, but now I got a 401k. I'm doing the Rep Roth IRA. I don't know what any of it means, but they go, we need 20 grand for this, and I go, just do it, and it'll
Yeah.
hopefully pay off in 30 years.
So you're just hoping that you have people,
Yeah.
the people that you are trusting,
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
I hope. They could be screwing me. They could be just skimming a little off here and there, and I would never know.
So Huey Long does all this shit, but he got assassinated at the state capitol.
Bullet wound still in the pillar. Little
Yeah.
bullet hole.
He got assassinated?
He got assassinated.
Oh, he got killed.
He got killed.
Oh, okay.
So
So there was multiple attempts on his life, or there was just
there's just the one really good one.
okay. The guy nailed it.
Yeah, they're very
yeah, but
thorough.
he took a few shots.
There's actually all these mysteries about who actually killed him, because there's like initially it was like that they thought that the bullet had just gone through him,
Mhm.
so it went like in and out, but then they found a bullet in there, afterwards.
Probably
There's
multiple
also
shooters.
They also
Grassy
said that
knoll.
like the guy's name was Carl Weiss. He was a physician.
A doctor killed him?
Yeah.
They say
He
why.
was like, I don't want to lose my copay.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Good point. Look at this nerd.
Carl Weiss was so there's like
So he was killed.
yes, dude. So Huey Long had like
Wait, he was shot 61 times?
Yeah.
Oh, firing squad?
no from Huey
All the
Long's
boys got in there.
Huey Long's boys in that moment shot him 61 times.
Holy
Motive
shit.
unclear. That's not good.
Yeah, that's another thing is they don't know why he did this.
He's 28 too. Pretty young.
Yeah,
Had
That's
a kid. Because it said right there that his son, that was the death obit for his son right there, that New York Times, Carl Weiss Jr.
Wow.
Yeah, there's all these mysteries. There's a lot of people that like wonder if the doctors were actually who killed him because he went to the hospital.
Oh,
and
interesting.
like they're like maybe there was intentional
no
malpractice.
mystery around how Carl Weiss died. though.
Yeah.
No.
It is a very obvious answer.
There's
Yeah.
also questions about like whether or not Huey Long's bodyguards killed him because there were multiple. There were 2 bullet holes.
Is there any conspiracy that thinks it might have been the U.S. government, like a larger?
I
Because
think-
he was so disruptive.
I think it was like, I mean, I don't know where the ideas would have originated. It could have originated at like FDR or the Standard Oil Company or something, but it eventually got to Carl Weiss and or his.
I think if you're
people.
a politician and you get any kind of traction on wealth sharing, you are bound to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like if Trump went in there and he was like, "Yeah, we're going to raise
Well, I
the
think it's too
capital
late.
gains tax," he'd be like dead in 2
I think
days.
you find another way to like Bernie. They just shut him down. It's like another way to be killed.
But I
Right.
think if
As opposed to
in
an
power,
actual-
like if Biden all of a sudden was reelected and then he was like, "Actually, I'm going to do all this shit," he would mysteriously, he would just have a heart attack from like a ray gun or something.
He'd slip on a rug.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, no.
We all knew he was
He
fragile.
slipped in the bathtub.
Right. That would be funny if he came out with a life alert. He was just giving a speech and he had the necklace that you have to touch. Yeah.
What's funny to think is that if he died, nobody would go like, "But how?"
No.
We'd be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, obviously."
That's the big joke. He's the first president to be assassinated by time.
Yeah.
Somebody had to. That's somebody's bit.
Oh man, I saw a great Dan St. Germain bit the other day about Biden's presidency is like when you find out that your dad can't fight.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm butchering the bit, but I haven't seen Dan for so long. I think I was just excited
I saw
to see
that.
him.
He's
I
hilarious.
saw that clip. I'm at the point now. I don't watch anyone's clips.
No, it's too many clips.
But I like them because you're my
I do
buddies,
too, I
and
do
then I
too.
move on.
Or yesterday I was scrolling and I don't know what happened in the algorithm all of a sudden. It was literally 9 in a row tour posters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
But we follow comedians, so it's
Yeah.
going to be promo all day.
It's just comedians and heavy-breasted Mediterranean women.
Oh, we got the
yeah.
same feed.
Yeah, it's trouble.
And Norm Macdonald.
And I have a lot of babies now because my
Ah.
phone
Oh,
hears
really?
me talking about babies.
dude, are you logged into my YouTube? Because I looked at my YouTube and it was like baby stuff was being searched.
Uh-oh.
It's literally probably me and you talking about babies near your phone.
Scary.
No way.
Yeah.
Because it was on my TV. Like on my TV, it was like it was whoever sang that like Baby Shark song. They were like searching for that, and then some other baby shit.
We are not searching for Baby Shark. We're searching for like we've been watching a lot of babies like fall. That's like me and Rosebud share a lot of
I
clips
found a
of babies.
whole page of kids getting hurt.
Yeah, it's called
It's-
Kids Getting Hurt.
It's a
great
rocks.
Instagram.
Oh, I'll
Do you
check
not know
that out.
this?
No.
You guys want kids, right?
Yeah, a couple of years. Say
Yeah.
so. But everybody's having them, it seems like. You, Liz, Doug
Well, when you
Key.
have them, like pull out your phone and hit it with a 2x4.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is my whole everything being fed to me now is baby stuff. It's pretty interesting.
I'm going to be the one parent, though, that's not going to show people my kid. Because everybody go, oh, you got to see him. And I'm like, it's just a fat kid.
You
They
know
all
what?
look the same.
Well,
I
I
know-
think there's a big thing with our celebrity friends not posting their kids now.
I don't think I would.
Because I think like if you look at Ali Wong, Moshe, and Natasha, they don't show their kids'
Oh,
face.
really?
But they just
Yeah.
cover it up.
They
in
do like a
pictures?
blur or they put a
I-
star or something like that.
Interesting.
I hate that. I don't know. Like my friend does that. she's just a teacher in Denver.
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares what your kid looks like? She's 5 years old.
I get it. Yeah, the celebrity makes sense. Not your friend in Denver. That's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about your dumb, ugly kid.
Right.
But I mean, even that, I think even the celebrity thing, I'm like, what does it matter? It's a 5-year-old's face.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're afraid that people are gonna like masturbate to them. I don't know.
Maybe kidnap? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I guess you don't know if it's like, you just put a emoji over their face, then no one knows who to kidnap.
But I think it's also the kid can't consent to being public.
Have you had a pregnancy scare with a one night stand?
Oh yeah.
And have you ever had to do the please will you get an abortion?
Yes. And
Oh, really?
I paid for one in Midtown. We had to get one.
Nice.
Yeah. Never saw her again.
Was at these studios?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't there's a couple people out there that could surprise me with a child, but I don't think they were keeping it.
I've never had a pregnancy scare.
Really? Maybe you got no sperm.
Well, yeah. I mean, nothing does come out.
Yeah. Just dust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as bang on a flag.
Me and my ex went no contraceptive for 3 years. I was just pulling out.
You know what's crazy is until I got my first divorce, I always fucked with condoms. Always. And then I started having sex unprotected because I was like, fuck it, we're going to die someday. And I cannot believe I spent my 20s wearing a condom.
I know. You got good willpower.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I did it a couple times, but it was like, it wasn't like it should have been because as a 30-year-old just having raw sex, it's like literally like it was like I drove in like a low gear for my entire, and I was, and I had a Porsche.
It feels like I didn't have sex with this lady. If I had sex through a condom.
Yes,
a condom does feel like alien now.
Oh, yeah. And the ladies love to rip them off.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's common now, but there's been a lot of ladies just take them.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
All right.
Well, it must feel gross to them, too, to have like slimy plastic in them.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a piece of garbage.
Use a dildo. Yeah, that's true. It's a sleeve.
So it looks like we've covered. Is there any posthumous kind of?
Well, posthumous, Huey Newton.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
Named after Huey Long.
How do you like that?
All right.
Yeah.
Was he from New Orleans?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's from the Bay Area.
Yeah, I think he is too. That's interesting.
But yeah, named after Huey Long. I watched this Ken Burns documentary about him, about Huey Long, made in the 80s. So it was all these like poor people from like the sticks of Louisiana. They're like, oh, that goddamn that love that guy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been working on it. Huey Long had this once. I watched this speech where he was like talking about how everyone has all this wealth, so it's like if someone went to the barbecue and took food for 9 people, you'd be like, that goddamn bad guy better get here and get that food back. It's like this guy. He's so fun.
Fun. He's full of life.
One thing that was fun about your wedding was we went to your parents' museum.
Oh, wow.
Your mom's museum.
Yeah.
And it's a food museum, like a Southern food museum. And I didn't get a chance to go, but they had a life-size replica of like, what do you call those? Like, it's not a roadhouse. It's like a shack.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Food shack?
Like a barbecue shack or a shrimp shack.
And it's like out in the bayou, and it's just like a fucking primitive building that everybody just knows locally is like the best barbecue or something like that.
Oh, so it's like a real barbecue place?
Yeah, real restaurant. They only take cash. There's no bathroom.
When you said replica, I was like, oh, you just go in.
They built one in the middle of the museum so you could kind of see what it's like because there's not one like in New Orleans.
It's like when you go to a Chinese restaurant and it's like they like made plastic versions of the food.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you do that?
No, they definitely had a lot of that because they had all the replicas of the food that you can get in the South.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you just like wax make them or something?
I don't think he knows.
I didn't do it. I hate the museum. I've been forced to go 1,000 times.
Has that been in your life, like your whole?
No, me and my brother moved out. My mom's like, finally, I can do my dream of having a food museum. We're all like, what the hell is that? And then she just kept it going, and now it's pretty good, successful. It's huge.
It's fun. And there's
Fun
like
time.
How does that
test
become a
kitchen
dream of yours?
Well, she's a big foodie cunt. She's a cook. She has 8 cookbooks. She's obsessed with food and cooking.
The thing is it like I feel like food in New Orleans is like a good cigar or like scotch or something like that, where it's like, oh, you haven't tried etouffee until you've gone to this place, and like he's making it with this kind of roux, and it's like it's just another fucking level.
Yeah, it's like the wine people obsessed with wine. They're like sniffing it. That's how they are with food.
Oh yeah, but I think I never believe those wine people.
I don't either. I think they're full of shit. There's a documentary about that. What's that hot Asian guy? He's like a wine grifter, and he's going around and
Bo and Yang.
and he's going around sniffing it and all this, and they finds out he's full of shit.
Is that
really?
Soma?
Maybe give it a goog there, Autumn. The wine guy. It's a huge doc. It
What's
blew
it called?
up.
On Netflix?
I think it is. I can't remember the name of it though. But the guy was totally a fraud.
Sour
That's
Grapes.
it.
All right.
Is that it?
Is that it? That's
Yeah,
another. That's
Fraudster,
also another
Rudy.
movie.
All right,
That's a
I'll
Larry
watch
David
this.
movie too, but really good, really well done. I'm not
Rudy-
even a wine guy, and I love it.
Oh, he's an Indonesian too.
That's the one.
Oh yeah, you can't trust those guys.
Yeah, but they seem like they know their shit because you're like, oh, he's ethnic.
Well, yeah.
He has powers.
If you say anything with one of the smarter accents, then you get away
But
with
here's
a
the
lot.
thing:
Forget about it.
it's red flags already. He's Indonesian, Muslim country, dry country. Come on, get out of here.
The thing is, if
True.
anyone says anything in a Filipino accent, I kind of don't believe them.
Oh, really?
Unless it's like where to get your tires cheap. You're like, this guy knows what he's talking about. But if he's telling you how to get into a
Yeah.
prestigious preschool, you're like, I don't believe
Yeah, if
that.
you're telling me
Right.
where there's a sale, then I'm totally
Yeah.
believing you.
Well, can you do the accent? I don't know that accent.
No, oh well, I was listening to.
I always want him to do it.
I know, and I'm not good at it unless
Because his whole family has the accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was doing the Manny Pacquiao. Sometimes when we touch,
Yeah.
the honesty's too much.
You just gotta say,
wanna
just
hold
tip.
you.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
It sounds exactly like what he did.
This is actually a prideful moment for you, and I was proud of it too, was a guy who is a dog walker in my neighborhood stopped me and he said, hey man, I love the new podcast. Filipino guy. Knows you.
What?
Yeah. Filipino guy
Really?
from Queens, not like a Filipino comic or anything.
The hottest Asian, I
Oh.
think. Filipino.
the Asian ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the guys too.
Lady boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we transition, yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a smooth transition.
I don't know about it because I've never been like a fetishizer of. I mean, I definitely like Mediterranean women.
Me too.
Dark
Dark hair, dark eye.
I went down a rabbit hole of like Korean porn, and that
Really?
that sent me on a whole. It made me
Not
reevaluate
blurred, right?
everything. Not blurred.
North
Yeah.
or south? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
State party.
Those are hard to get, those videos. Well, wait, Korean, really? That doesn't really...
No, because here's the thing. Korea is what a lot of people don't know is it's like they have a fascination with Anglo like qualities. So they all get plastic surgery.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And they all like all those K-pop groups, all of them have been kind of manufactured to have rounder eyes,
Whoa.
more prominent noses. And so they're doing the titties, they're doing the whole thing. It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can we pull up some Korean porn? No, I'm just kidding.
Just pull up Blackpink.
Blackpink. Okay.
There's also like I personally can't tell the difference between any of them.
I can't really either.
I mean, if
But
this
I'm
is
not allowed
like
to say
your
it.
like this is your basis for we're gonna need a bit.
Yeah, that's a picture of me on the left.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like they're just
So they've had work done.
they're having work done.
They all went to. Do you know about the Korean pop school?
No.
So they go to school to be pop stars.
What?
Like there's an academy where they like go through all this shit, and then
Well, it's funny because all these groups have like
They literally have like
Wow.
some of the groups have 15 members.
oh yeah,
Damn.
it's because you can't tell the difference between anyone. There's only 3 singers.
Just it's 2 mirrors on
Yeah.
either side of them. Like, wow, 9 people singing in unison.
Wow.
Yeah, but they have these like academies. They're like it's like a military type like upbringing. You get sent, and then you learn how to be a pop star.
Well, you still have to go to the military in Korea.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's still
2 years.
Like
yeah.
Israel.
Israel, Norway. There's a couple other ones where it's mandatory. But there's a famous soccer player named Sun Min
Sung Mi Han.
Sun Mi Han,
Mm.
and he had to go do his. He had to stop playing soccer for a year to go do his
Yeah,
military.
you had to stop being a
Damn.
millionaire.
Yeah, he had to stop.
Wow.
But I think they just let him kick balls against like a gymnasium wall.
Right, right.
Because he's like the pride of Korea.
It's like Elvis. They made him go.
What's your porn search?
I'm a MILF guy, but I get random. Like I just go through the latest
oh,
stuff.
yeah.
This
and
is the
pick.
thing. I never almost ever go into the search.
Nah, I don't really either.
It takes me like 3 scrolls. And
I
I'm
go to
there.
the categories and then I just go big tits or something.
Really?
Yeah.
I love.
And then I go random from there.
I love the threesome where it's an
I
older
don't
lady
like
and a
it.
younger lady.
I don't
That's
like
hot.
I don't
That's
like
my
a
whole
threesome
thing.
at all.
Oh, really? The
no,
mom daughter?
not at all.
Ooh, baby.
I don't want that. I want because first of all, it's all so unbelievable to me. Like I'm not gonna get 2. Like
You could.
who do I think I am?
You could. You're single. You live in Bushwick. That's where it's happening.
But this is all about fantasy. It's not what's going to happen.
Here's the thing. I also can't like I'm at the point now where I can't watch black porn
Yeah, I can't either.
because I'm like that's not me.
I can watch the women.
I
not
can't.
the men.
Yeah, I can't watch it. It always.
Yeah, I could do that.
I feel racist, but I never want a black dick in my porn.
I'm with you.
I don't. So it's not even.
It takes my fantasy out.
White-
In my
only.
mind, it's not the dick. It's more that
Like dicks only.
like if she's fucking that guy, she's not trying to fuck me.
Wow.
So I need to find like a nebbish like loser, and then he gets laid somehow.
Got it.
And that's what's gonna do it.
That
for
was
me.
one thing that I wish I would have done. There was 2 porn stars in when I was living in LA that like tried to take me home, like hit me up, DM me kind of thing, and I was just like, it seems a little dangerous.
It's intimidating.
I've never.
Well, I went on their scroll and they're getting like gangbanged by a bunch of like giants, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna do?
Yeah,
for you?
exactly. Well, have you seen that Louisiana-based porn with the big black guy named Gooey Long?
No.
How long have you been sitting on
I
that?
just thought of it.
Gooey It's all cream pies. It's all filled beignets.
Woo. Yeah, you know what? Else? Compilation is big for me too, just because you can get a lot in one go.
You know what
yeah.
what
The
I
grab
liked
bag.
that I only did for a while, a girl that I was dating right when I got divorced. This is actually cute too, is I lost my virginity to her, 18 years old, never had sex with her again. The second I got divorced, found her in New York and we started banging again.
Whoa,
that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
a beautiful story.
Yeah, it was great. It lasted for about I don't know, a couple months, but we had some good gross sex, and she put me onto Tumblr porn, which was GIFs. It was a lot of GIFs.
Interesting.
So you would just see like it would just be like one shot of a lady on top bouncing.
yeah.
Oh
And it would
yeah,
just
that's not
repeat,
what I
and It
thought.
was like fucking.
There's a
Oh,
little bit where I
interesting.
was jerking off to Tumblr, and it was just girls like blogging about like their sex life, and then putting up pictures.
Oh,
That's
great.
hot.
Yeah.
Have you seen the? I think it's China, where it's a woman delivering the news at a desk with big clock behind her. She's got the papers, and a guy's just standing on either side, jizzing on her, and she keeps reading the news. So she's like, "Today on the subway, 2 men were attacked and just squirt."
Is it
squirt,
real
squirt."
news?
I don't know. But
That'd be
it's,
so funny if it's
that's
like
how I learned about politics.
it's actually like a special report. Like she's
Yeah.
trying to say like the premier died, but she's still getting just
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all that Asian porn where it's like a girl sitting on a bus, and then like 3 guys molest her, and then
Oh, wow.
and then she starts sucking him off, and there's like it's a full bus.
Yeah, I don't
too.
like the punishy stuff.
I don't
I'm
either.
never a
I
fan
hate
of that.
pain. Any of the
Yeah.
pain.
Like any
bad.
of the like. I also have a big thing.
I don't want her eyes to
with,
get watery.
No.
I don't like the if a guy seems too much of a sleaze bag. You know, like if a guy like there's one porn actor that's like really muscular and he's got horrible tattoos.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have a problem with the way he fucks. It's like I'm like making sure my fucking wallet's in my pocket and shit like that when I see it.
right. Yeah, I'm with you. And nothing worse than when they cut to the guy's face.
Yeah.
You're feeling good. You're getting a good rhythm going, and the guy's like,
Yeah.
That's
And
why I
that-
like-
And that's
I-
when you're about to nut.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like
Every
reverse.
time.
I almost always am straight to reverse cowgirl on a couch, so that I don't see any of him. You know, what I mean?
Right, right.
yeah.
Fun fact: you know what the most watched body part on a woman in porn is? Take a guess.
Boobs.
All right, that's what I thought.
I'm gonna guess back.
Face. We like to see the girl's face, see how she's reacting, enjoying, not enjoying, in ecstasy or turned
Oh.
on, or the eyes,
It'd be
whatever.
interesting to see what the gays were liking.
I'd say beehole. Just give me a straight shot of the butthole.
Well, there's so much
It's
shit
just
like that now.
It's just one camera, and then the guy's like doing other work.
Yeah.
Do you feel old now when you see stuff like there's like stuff like I've seen people tweet like "show hole." That's like a tweet that like gay guys will send each other.
Oh.
Show hole, and I think that it's
Whoa.
been adapted by the straights that are like Brooklyny, Bushwicky people.
Fluid.
Like, if you're gonna send me a picture, show hole type of thing.
You know,
Whoa.
but
literally,
I go, come on, we're not even gonna like dance around you
Yeah.
showing hole.
Right.
literally no one in the world has seen my butthole.
A doctor?
No doctor.
What?
I have not seen my butthole.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right.
Autumn,
tonight's
get the
night.
camera out.
Yeah.
Patreon
premiere.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think my butthole looks nice.
No.
I mean, I've never taken a close look, but it's hairy. I got a hairy butthole.
Me too.
Hemorrhoids every once in a while.
Oh, never had a hem.
I've had a bloody wipe, but I don't think I've had
definitely had that.
I think I have a hem because I have a bidet, and sometimes it hurts.
One
Oh,
time I was having sex with a gal, and doggy style, and I looked down, I saw her butthole, and there was what I thought was poop coming out of it. It was a hemorrhoid.
Whoa.
waving at you.
Yeah, but I stopped having sex with her to be like, I think you got some poop. And she's like, no, that's a hemorrhoid. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is going to be hard to.
Yeah,
repeat.
They slide back in, but did you try to pop it like your dad's back?
So it's been about an hour. What's you got anything to plug? I know you got a big tour coming up.
Big tour going to Australia. I don't know when this comes out, but I'll be there most of June. Sydney, Perth, Brisbane, Auckland, New Zealand.
Perth is an 8-hour flight from Sydney.
Oh, is that right?
Jesus Christ.
Maybe they'll do some routing where it'll be.
It might be 6, but it's like
That
literally.
place is that
it's-
big?
Wow.
I think it's pretty much the exact same size as the United States.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Can you Google flight time Sydney to Perth?
So you're going to Australia?
So going to Australia, but then when I come back, I got a hot theater tour cooking.
5 hours.
Five and change. Yeah, hot theater tour. It's called You Don't Say. I'm going everywhere, back in theaters, and I got a Netflix coming out in July. So hopefully
hell
that'll
Oh yeah,
help.
recorded at the Vic Theater in Chicago, right?
You got that right.
2 podcasts, Tuesdays with Stories.
Yep.
We might be drunk, and then do you plug Parks Project, or is that just you don't even need
that's
to?
a wild shit show. We're going back next week. I'm getting one in before Australia. I think we're
What
going
is
to do
that?
Molly.
What's Parks Project?
Protect Our Parks, where me, Gillis, and Ari go on Rogan and just get shithoused and say crazy stuff.
Oh.
It's wildly popular. So
Well, you're all popular dudes.
Is it crazy? I mean, I haven't talked to you about this much because we haven't had a moment. Is it crazy to have gotten to the level of comedy that you're at now? Because
Yeah.
you love comedy. You
Love
love comedy
comedy.
more than anybody I think I've ever met.
Oh, all right. Well, I like this level though. I don't know if I want to go higher. Like where Segura's at, to me, that freaks me out.
I mean,
like
you're,
this is
you're not that
manageable.
far from it.
Yeah, he's doing arenas.
But I mean,
mean,
you're not
you-
that far from arenas because you're doing like 1500s, right?
Yeah, but we'll keep it here. We'll cap it.
But what about like personal, like you roaming around New York? Like it's not, you get,
I get
you
recognized.
get
a good
recognized.
bit, which is I
all the
love,
time.
but I don't want it to be. I don't want to get mobbed at an airport or paparazzi. That's a
Yeah.
Do you
nightmare.
like it just being the stand up and the podcasting, or do you want to do the hosting or the
No
acting?
interest. No interest. I can't act. I don't want to write a movie. I'll be in a dumb movie. You know, if one of us got a movie, I'd love to be in it, like a Dave Attell hobo role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I want. But you
Some
know.
of the best roles.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Adam McKay and other guys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect example.
That's a great. We will be back.
Yeah. Give me a funny cameo and I'll get out. But like pitching shows and like I pitched a show and it almost got there and it was so grueling and time it took like 2.5 years and no one bought it. I'm just gonna put it online.
The thing I hate about the pitching of the shows is that so many shows are bad
Mm.
and they put them on,
Yeah.
and then they act like they can't. They act like it's this big deciding thing, and when it comes down to it, it's literally just like, do we want to work with you? The idea does not
That's
matter
really it.
at all, because it's so weird. And with you, it's probably like networks being like, he said some things in the past, that,
Sure.
and it's
Sure.
like it's so dumb because
Does
like,
that still matter?
I don't know because
I think
Gillis is
it's-
getting a lot.
Gillis
of
is
Gillis is
love.
getting a
best.
lot, yeah.
But I think that's just pure numbers wise. I think that
Yes.
they, would,
Also,
they
like-
would still try to ignore him if he was. I mean, Gillis has like, I feel like Gillis could run for president right
But like
now.
Louis won the fucking Grammy or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, that's because
Like-
it's secret ballot, secret voting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like, isn't it over? That's how I feel. Is it over?
I don't think it's
I don't think
completely
it's.
over.
I mean,
because
D'Elia
think
was just on the Rolling Stone cover. Or
D'Elia is
whatever.
being investigated by the FBI.
Woo, that's wild.
I do think that that's a different case, though.
Sure.
It's not something he said.
That's a good point.
I think there'll still be some cancellations, but I think we're beyond the point of. It's weird. I think that canceling has changed, like, because I'm around my wife who is pregnant and she is really involved in just obsessed with reality television.
Same with
right
mine.
now. And you've been hearing about this Vanderpump thing.
Oh my God, it's their Super Bowl.
This guy from Vanderpump has, for the entire time the show's been on, has been cheating on his girlfriend with another cast member, and nobody knew. And it just came out during the filming of this last season.
Huge.
And it's like it's literally probably getting more coverage than a lot of political stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I think more people know that Tom Sandoval cheated than they know
Who RFK Jr. is.
No, more like who the premier
more.
of China is, you know? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't even know it was premiere.
Yeah.
So I'm
Is that what it's called?
I think it's
I thought it was president.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever
Okay.
it is.
Xi Jinping, right?
It might be premier. I don't know.
I think it is. Pull it up, sister.
I think it's Xi Jinping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you nailed it. Xi Jinping. I would have
just
fucked that up.
It's so
Paramount leader.
It's
Paramount leader.
The reason why I know it is it's like Peng Dang, where it's like that's such a funny name.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Jinping.
That's so goofy and racist sounding.
Right. It really is the spoon down the stairs. Bing, bong, bang. It's like the oldest joke in the book, but
I've never heard that.
you never heard that?
No.
Oh, that's the oldest joke
Spoon
ever.
down that's how they name their kids.
Yeah, they throw silverware down the stairs, and it's like ding dong.
But see, this is what I mean about what we were just talking about. Like, I think somebody sees this. That's exactly what that joke we just made is exactly what
Yeah.
Shane got canceled for.
Yeah, completely.
But
When
But
that
Tom
gets aired, make
Sandoval-
sure I'm on screen
Yes.
laughing at that.
yeah,
That's
did
one of the
it.
things. Like when I was in LA, all these people were like, "Oh, Shane Gillis." All the Asian comics were like, "Oh, Shane Gillis, he sucks." And I was like, "Shane's a good guy."
that's the
Like-
thing. You know him, they don't.
Yeah.
So it's easy to go, he sucks, and you're like, I know the guy.
I know the guy, and
It's funny 'cause
I'm Asian when I talk to him.
yeah. I feel like that part of cancel culture is over. But I think there's a weird thing happening now where people I think are going to get canceled for cheating on their spouses.
Yeah,
Things
yeah.
Like that. Like
Which-
there was something that happened recently. I'm trying to think of who it was, where the guys from the Try Guys.
Oh, that was a big one.
That guy got fired for fucking around on his wife.
But it
Really?
hurts when he's like a good, wholesome. Their whole brand was wholesome,
Oh, yeah.
clean, fun, loving, Christian boys. And then it's like Ellen. Anybody can be a cunt, but if you're a cunt who pretends to be nice,
Yeah,
you're fucked.
that is actually why I thought Louis was going to get a little bit more of a pass
Because he was already that dirtbag.
because he's a dirtbag on stage. So
Yeah.
he's just being like, why? No one expected him to be like pristine.
But he's very liberal. Like he was like a Hillary guy, an Obama guy,
Yeah.
and
See,
all
that's
that.
the thing that's the type of guy I am. I'll give money to I say this on stage, so please don't think I'm trying to recycle material. But like I've been trying to talk about how I'm like I'll give money to the refugees and the trans kids. Like I want all of them to. But I also when I saw a lot of the Ukrainian refugees, I was like, those are some hot ladies there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
you're
mean?
Still
Like-
a human being.
Yeah, like I'm still a piece of shit, but I have good values. You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go.
And that's like the thing that bothers me because like I know all these people that are like like the girl that tried to like cancel Shane again. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
Mike
yeah.
brought her up. Like I know her. She's like a bad person.
That's
know?
a lot of it I've noticed. Have you heard of moral licensing? That term?
No.
it's not-
It's this term where you do a bunch of good shit, so you feel subconsciously that you're allowed to get away with evil shit. They said people who buy Priuses actually are meaner drivers.
Oh.
Or after you vote for Obama, you're like, well, I voted for Obama, so now I can
Well,
fuck
how
people
many-
over
I
over here.
actually,
It's just human nature.
I like feel that because I was a social worker for years,
Oh, there you go.
and so I'm like, I can say whatever the fuck I want on stage.
yeah, you're
Who
doing the
cares?
Lord's work.
But that's like the thing. Like I mean, it's like you go to the South, you go to some room where fucking 95% of the people voted for Trump, and you get on stage and you start talking about being a liberal and all this stuff, and they might give you some shit, but they'll still fuck around with you. And also, like in Dallas, if I walk around Dallas, everybody's probably diametrically opposed to me, right?
Mhm.
But they're gonna be so fucking nice.
Yeah,
If I go to
yeah.
San Francisco where everybody agrees with everything, some lady's gonna be like, I don't fucking
Yeah.
care if you have to, like
Right.
it's like that.
It's the irony because it's not very inclusive.
Yeah.
Like we all talk about inclusive and diversity,
Yeah.
but everyone has to think exactly the same way. And if you don't, we'll ruin you. That's not very considerate. Not very. It's very illiberal.
Yeah, it's everything. I think that though, what you're talking about, like with canceling being over, I think we are kind of as a society, like we want to get back to having fun.
I think we're annoyed. It's like,
well, if you look at comedy sales, I mean, it's absurd.
True.
If you think about it, every single night of the weekend, one of our friends is selling out a theater in a city.
Right. Like Tim Dillon is insanely popular.
Yeah.
And as much as people, he's a bully, he's the conservative, he's this, he's not being the right kind of gay. He sells out everywhere. He's doing fine.
Yeah.
Number
and
2
even
on
those
Patreon.
people, I mean, a lot of times those people will be like, I don't, it'd be people that probably are like pretty homophobic, but they still like Tim.
Right.
And Tim's talking
right.
about sucking cock on the fucking pod.
Good point.
So I think we're the ones, because I've never heard a conservative be like, I can't watch that TV show because I heard this person voted. You know what I mean?
Nah,
well, they're
that's
doing that with
true.
the Bud Light stuff, though.
True, but
True.
it feels like that's forced. They're like, you can't force this shit. But I think if you like Bud Light, just drink the fucking beer.
I also
Yeah.
think that those motherfuckers are still buying whatever the beer they can afford.
Also, what's the name of the trans person?
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
What a hottie.
You think?
I think
Let me
so,
see.
right?
I
Don't tell
disagree.
Chrissy Mayer. Do you see Dylan Lumber?
You really think she's hot?
I think so.
There she is.
Yeah.
I guess she's all right.
Absolutely.
Still got the dong though.
She looks like Ted
Does she?
Cruz.
Yeah.
She's not
Oh.
post-op?
No, still donging.
What is her thing with Ted Cruz?
They used to date.
No, I think he
Oh,
said
he's-
she.
He's after her.
Okay.
All right, well...
We should cut out all the Huey Long parts of this.
Yeah, we should
I
just,
was shocked you guys want to do it. Like, we can hang. Let's hang. This is the weird homework. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's the podcast.
That's the
Oh,
idea of the
but
We
podcast.
didn't just do that for you.
But you know how they have they say if you're gonna sell merch, you gotta sell merch that you would wear.
Yeah.
Would you guys want to listen
That's
to a
the whole
pod?
thing about this pod is that I know an absurd amount of a little bit about everything.
Got it.
Here's the thing.
We never have to stick with this. That's
Got
the
it.
thing. You could have told us to fuck off at the beginning of the episode, and we would have never said anything.
I didn't want to be mean.
Yeah.
But we got a little info in there, and
There's
I
some
learned
info.
a lot too.
Well,
Like
and
we forced Mary Kay Letourneau on
Caitlin Peluffo.
Caitlin Peluffo. The whole time she was like, I don't want to talk
Yeah,
about
she was
this.
like,
And we're like, you fuck kids, Caitlin. Oh, update. I've been reached out to by my friend's husband. Was twice a student of Mary Kay Letourneau.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So I
Damn.
want to have maybe a Patreon episode in a little bit where we interview him.
Where does he live?
Seattle.
Let's go to Seattle.
There you go. Hometown heroes.
Anything else you want to plug?
That'll do it.
Socials are Mark Norman.
Mark Norman and Mark Norm on Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks, folks. Praise Allah. I'll see you in hell.
Thanks,
Queef.
dude.
Comedy.